Hi everyone, and welcome to my weekly tarot card reading for all zodiac signs. I put the sign I'm reading at the top of the video so you can easily scroll through and find the sign you're looking for. Now remember, this is a general reading, though I sometimes get specific messages for someone who needs to hear them, so be patient, as some weeks may resonate for you and others may not. I'd also recommend looking at both your sun and ascendant sign, if you know what that is. Also, this is a great opportunity to try and use your own intuition when I show the cards, to see what message you get for yourself. It's great practice. For that, I'd recommend pausing the video and sitting quietly to see what resonates for you when you're looking at the cards. I'd love to hear what comes up for you, so let me know in the comments below. Okay. Let's get started. Okay, everybody, let's get started with our weekly tarot card reading for the week for all of the zodiac signs. And this week I am using the Hush Tarot. All right, now we're going to start off with Aries. Let's see what we have going on for you, Aries, for this week. Okay, Aries, this is a very love-filled week. I feel like you're going to be spending a lot of time in and around your relationships this week. So if you are involved in a relationship, I feel like it's a very heartfelt relationship. You will be spending time, so maybe you're on vacation with your loved one, your partner, your husband, wife. You are spending quality time. I feel like there's a big connection between the both of you this week. And I feel that it's very emotional, very heartfelt, and you're feeling very secure and well-loved. I feel like I've had a reading like this for you, Aries, because I'm feeling that deja vu feeling. But this is definitely a time for you to reconnect with your loved one. So if you've been busy in the last few weeks, few months, you are now connecting again, and that's why I feel like it possibly could be vacation, because that's a lot of times when you can be taken away from the everyday world, you're able to reconnect with the person that you love. Also, I feel like there's something that you're going to share with your partner, maybe that you haven't shared in the past. Maybe there's an emotion or something that could be going on in your life that maybe you've just kept quiet because you didn't want to bring it up, but it's more about yourself, not about the relationship. So you're sharing something that you have been feeling with your partner. Maybe you've been worried about something, stressed about something, or there's something you've been keeping from your partner because it hasn't been the right time. For some of you, maybe this could be a pregnancy thing too, where you weren't possibly sure that you were pregnant and now you're definitely sure, so you're ready to tell your partner. Because I feel like there's this close bond between you in regards to some information that is being shared. You may just share a vulnerability with your partner that you haven't shared in the past. So it's all about sharing, communicating, closeness, feeling loved and supported by your partner. So this is lovely. Now, for those of you who are not in a relationship, this is something that has to do with you yourself and how you're feeling inside in regards to relationships. So you may be doing a lot of feeling, maybe journaling or something like that in regards to looking at past relationships possibly, and the ones that you didn't like, or you maybe had your heart broken, and certain things that has happened in the past. You're really starting to unravel that to find out what the core is of why maybe you're afraid to take another chance in a relationship, or maybe avoiding it at all costs, or feeling like you're not able to have a relationship, it never works out, hence why you're not in a relationship, because of the mindset. So it's kind of like a reset for you, Aries, if you're not in a relationship, on figuring out what are the emotional triggers for you in a relationship, and how can you move past that so you can now go forward and have a successful relationship. All right, so all about relationships for you this week, dear Aries. Okay, now we're going to move on to Taurus. Let's see what we have going on for you, Taurus, this week. Oops, that card for sure, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, this is a very interesting week because I feel like there's some blockage happening. I think how I'm feeling this is that there may be something that you're trying to do or get from another person. It could be in regards to communication. It could be in regards to an answer to something, because I feel like you're seeking out something. I feel this energy of you seeking an answer, trying to get something from another person. It could even be a physical thing that you're trying to get from this person, but there's some sort of blockage happening. So it could almost be that it's just not working out. They're not telling you what you need to know or what you're looking for information. And it sounds very vague because I'm not sure. I can feel the energy of what's happening, but I can't specifically tell you in what context. That's up to you. This is a general reading. So I'm not getting those answers. I'm getting the answers of the energy here of you wanting mostly information that you're not getting. So I'm not sure how that's going to apply to you, because to me, information can be so many things happening where maybe somebody's just not telling you something, and maybe you know of a situation and the person is maybe lying to you. Maybe they're just not telling you something. Maybe you're just seeking out information about something and you can't find it. Maybe there's an unanswered question that you have that's not being answered. I feel like that's coming from another person, but it can be you even just doing research online and not finding the answer that you need. Because I feel like it's lack of answers and it's blocking you, and you're frustrated in the fact of, I just need to know this information and I'm not getting it. So there's something that's not clear with you, Taurus, this week about information. And they're saying here to be patient about what it is that you're seeking for information. It's almost like this information is holding the key to something. That's also what I'm feeling. So maybe in order for you to move forward in a certain direction, you need information from this other person. So I'm getting it as information, but it could be, for example, if you're in a relationship, you can't really move forward in the relationship until you hear from this person what you need to know. And if they're not going to give you that information, you can't move forward in the relationship, and it's very frustrating. So that's an example of how I'm feeling this energy. Now, if it's in work relations, it could be you can't complete a project until you have a certain amount of information to make this project happen. And maybe you're working on a team and someone isn't pulling their weight, and you can't get that information from that person, so now your hands are tied. So that's the general energy I'm feeling. So think about it in your own life and what it is possibly that is missing for you in regards to information. You know, you can't move forward without that information. It's so important to you. And it is knowledge, because I'm feeling it as the words that were coming through to me were information. But to be patient. This all will work out in another way, because I feel like for some reason you're going to figure it out. Maybe not from that particular person, but you're going to go around that person. So for example, in work, if you can't get it from your teammate, you're going to go to your boss and you're going to get the information from them, or go to another colleague or something of that sort to figure out how to get it. But it's all in due time, because I feel like for some reason you're not supposed to get the information at this particular moment. So maybe just take a breath and put that project aside if it is for work. Explain to your supervisors that you just don't have that information, you're waiting, and let them handle it. It's all in due time for getting that information. If it is in regards to partnership, give your partner time in order for them to be able to be comfortable releasing what it is that you've asked of them, or information that you've wanted to know. Maybe it's something to do with their history. Maybe it's something to do with moving forward in the relationship. Maybe it's just of them saying I love you, and they can't get it out at this particular time. You know, when we try to control something, most likely will backfire on us in some way. If you try to control a situation, especially in regards to another person, controlling another person, that is a very difficult place to be. So just step aside from it. Don't make any decisions, because here I'm feeling that decisions aren't ready to be made at this time, Taurus. But what you need to do is just move on from it, and the information will come out in due time. In due time. Okay. So that was you, dear Taurus, for this week. Okay, now we are moving on to Gemini. Let's see what we have going on for you, Gemini. Yeah, both of these want to come out like that. Gemini, this is a definite turning point for you. You've gotten 3 very strong cards here for this week, all in a row. I feel like it's time for you to just come out into the public and show who you actually are. I feel this wanting to hide from you, or wanting not to maybe be boastful or share any acknowledgments that you've received. It's very humble. I feel this humble energy from you this week, Gemini. But the message here is all about sharing your light, sharing your accomplishments, showing the world what you have done. And you don't have to be in a braggy way. You can just be proud of it. And be proud in your own self, because I feel for you, Gemini, there's some accomplishment. Maybe you've had it in the past, or maybe it's something in the near future, where it's important that it's out there for some reason. So even if you're putting a resume together, Gemini, make sure you include something that you've achieved that maybe you don't normally include. There may be an event or something that has happened, and there's this feeling I'm getting from you of not wanting to be boastful about it, not wanting to brag about it. Maybe you've connected with somebody of a celebrity status and you just don't talk about it. And it's not like you have to run it through your social media, but it's okay to be proud of something. Even if it's just with your family and friends and people that you feel safe with. I feel that this is important for you to be able to feel good about it and not want to hide it, because I feel this hidden energy of not wanting to talk about something, and I'm not sure why, and I'm feeling that it could be because you don't want to appear like you're bragging. Inside you're happy about it, but you have to understand it on a level where it's okay to be proud. It's okay to be proud, because that's what I'm feeling, is this not wanting to appear braggy. So be proud of any accomplishments that you've had. Be proud of any associations that you've had. And it's not like you have to go scream it from the rooftops, but just feel like it's something you don't have to hide, and it will come out naturally. It's not like you have to force to tell people about anything. But like I said, if it's something that you haven't been including on your resume, it's time for you to include that on your resume. Or if there's some accomplishments that it's something that you just don't list. If you have a website or a blog, make sure that that accomplishment is somewhere to be seen. So it's not like you're bragging, but you're just putting it down in writing. You're acknowledging it. So there's something that you're not acknowledging in your life that you need to acknowledge. And that's the most general way I can say that. So think about it and how it applies in your life. It could be something very simple, an organization that you're with, but just acknowledge something that maybe you haven't in the past. Okay, now we're moving on to Cancer. Let's see what we have going on for you, Cancer, for this week. Okay, Cancer, for this week, I see right away that there is a possibility that there's something that maybe you have done that's making you feel guilty, because I'm feeling this guilty feeling from you, Cancer. So maybe there's just something that you're trying to grapple with, something that possibly that you've done that doesn't sit right with you, and you're feeling bad about it, or you're feeling emotional about it, or maybe there's something that you're planning to do that you're not sure that it's the right thing to do, but there's something driving you forward in regards to doing this. Now, it could be something with another person and you're feeling guilty about it, maybe not sharing information with them about what you're going to do or what's happening in your life. There's some sort of secrecy happening here, I'm feeling. You're driven to something, but you don't want your partner or someone else to be upset about it. You're feeling guilty because you're still gonna probably go do it, and you're not feeling good about it, because that's the immediate energy I'm feeling, Cancer. And it doesn't have to be something that's wrong or something like that. It could just be that you're gonna take a secret day off and you're not gonna tell anybody, that type of thing, and you're feeling guilty about it because you're gonna go do something that maybe you want to do, but you don't want other people involved. Maybe you just want a day off to yourself or something like that. You know what I mean? It couldn't be just feeling guilty about something that you're doing for yourself, but that's the energy that's coming through. But I feel like whatever this is, you need it emotionally. You need this time, or you need this thing that you just want to go do. Maybe it's just taking a vacation on your own, or going out with friends and you don't want to tell your partner because they've been asking you to go out forever and you rather would spend time with your friends, that type of thing. It doesn't have to be anything major or anything wrong, but it's that feeling. And as humans, we all go through that of wanting something for yourself, but the responsibility, maybe it's in responsibility if you have responsibility for another family member or a parent or a grandparent or something like that, where you're feeling guilty because you should be helping them out, but you really want to spend time with your friends or your things, or that type of feeling. So that's what I'm feeling for you this week, Cancer. But whatever it is, I feel that it's driven for you. You need it. You need it. You need this downtime. It could even be just taking a sick day at work, but really you're not sick. You're just going on vacation and you're feeling guilty. So those type of things. So I just want to try to give you as many examples to help you figure out in your life what this could be about. Because again, this is a general reading. I'm just relaying the energy I'm feeling, and I want you to piece it together how it applies in your life. I do feel, though, that you needing this is the truth. There is truth to that. So that's where I'm kind of feeling that you shouldn't feel guilty about it, if you are feeling guilty about anything, because I feel that you need it, you deserve it. There's something about it. It could even be that you've been on a diet for a while and you just want to go out and have a really good dinner and have ice cream and whatever, and you're feeling guilty about that. It could be something as silly as that. But what I'm feeling behind the energy is that it is needed from you. You need it, and don't feel bad about it, because you inside need that for yourself. So there's something you need for yourself, and it is important. So think about it, but take the time to take care of yourself, I guess, is the overall message, is take time to take care of yourself this week, dear Cancer. Okay, now we are moving on to Leo. Let's see what we have going on for you, Leo. Okay, Leo, for you, there's something happening in your life where there is a new opportunity heading your way, if it's not already. There may be something that you're doing that is new in your life, or you want to do something new in your life, and there's someone you've been communicating with about this new opportunity. There's been exploration about this new opportunity, Leo. So if, for example, you've been thinking about starting your own business, you've been discussing it, or maybe reading blogs online about this particular business, or networking with someone, or reading and learning and trying to come up with how you're going to make it happen in your life. I feel like you're gathering data. That's why I'm feeling like and could be a research thing. You're gathering data in order to figure out how you're going to start this new journey in your life. If you are thinking about moving locations, for example, you're gathering all the data on the place that you're thinking about moving. You're looking at real estate or properties or community or schools or the different things that you need to figure out about that location before you actually start looking for property. How it's going to fit in for work, your family, things of that nature. I feel that it's a step definitely different than what you've been doing up until this point. There is something that you're on your next journey of your life. You're starting it new. You're moving forward in some way. And I feel like this information is helping you get it in your mind of how you're going to do this. It's something that you're not going to just jump off a cliff to see if there's water beneath it. You're going to really research in order to figure out if there is water underneath there and if it does suit you, if the temperature is right. It's all about how this is going to fit into how you are supposed to live. And I feel like for you, Leo, this is about you, not a partner changing careers or anything. I feel like it has to do with you. And I know that you are going to have everything you need to make this change either happen or not happen. Because I feel like for you, you're not at that stage yet where you're going to actually make it happen, but you're thinking about it and you're researching about it. I feel like we're just a step before that. But in order for you to feel comfortable, you've got to do your due diligence in order to feel comfortable about making that leap. It's not just jumping across the world and living in another country just because you feel like it. You're going to research about that country. You're going to look at visas. You're going to look at people. You're going to look at communities. You're going to really understand the workforce and everything of how you're going to fit in. It's almost like you're creating a vision board for yourself where you're just putting up the pieces that you're gathering and saying, okay, this fits actually. This would fit. I think, this could be something I could do. But right now you're in the research phase of this. So for me, it's very exciting because you're exploring. And I love that. You're exploring a new way of life. And I think everybody should do that, whether you take the new chance or not. Just exploring it is widening your horizon. So wonderful for you, dear Leo. Okay, now we are moving on to Virgo. Let's see what we have going on for you, Virgo. Whoa. It's interesting, Virgo, because right away when I put down the cards, I feel you just feeling happy. You're feeling happy about something you just accomplished. But I feel like it's more how you handled the situation with your communication. It's almost like you might have been in debate with someone about something. It could be in work. Maybe there was a situation and you had to handle it, but it's handling it with communication, and you're really happy about how it went. Whether you were trying to achieve something, you did it with your words. It's all about how you handled yourself with your words and created something just with your words. You didn't have to take action with it. You also got the attention of someone else, because I'm feeling attention of someone else. Now this can be in a work scenario, but it can also be in a love scenario where maybe you had a flirty experience and you had a little engaged conversation with someone and you're pretty happy about how it went based on what you said, not necessarily what they said. They're impressed with you. So whether it's in work or in a relationship, someone is impressed with you. That's what I'm feeling, and you know it, and you're feeling really good about it. It's like you handled yourself really well in a specific situation. Generally, that's how I can say it is you handled yourself very well in a specific situation, and it was the words that you said or the words that you didn't say. So if there was something that you would have reacted to normally, you held your breath and you were very professional about it. Or you didn't start a fight with your partner because they expected you to. You handled yourself really well, because it's all about how you handled yourself in communication. So great for you, Virgo. I feel happy for you because I feel this energy from you that you're impressed with how you did it. And maybe you didn't think you had it in you. And it could even be with a friend and you really would have reacted in another way, but you didn't. You held back and you did the right thing, and they're impressed with you. Everybody's just feeling that you handled the situation really well. That's the overall general message that I'm getting for you this week, dear Virgo. Okay, now we're going to move on to Libra. Let's see what we have going on for you, Libra. Okay, accomplishments, Libra, this week. There is success that is coming to you, and I feel like it's based on your hard work, what you have accomplished. The future is bright for you. I feel that for you, Libra. And if I can remember, last week you had a really fun week. So I feel like this week you're back to work. You're back to thinking about your future, and you have a clear head. And that's because I'm feeling this clear vision from you. You have a clear vision on what it is that you want. So maybe if that did resonate last week with that fun week, now you're coming into it clear-headed, because I feel that clear-headedness from you on how you're going to take the next step in your life. And however that applies to you, I feel more that it's career focused. And I say career versus work because I feel like it's what you do in your livelihood, what it is that you want. You're now clear-headed about that. I feel that you're very grounded about how you should go about it. So maybe you had time off to think about it, and now you're going to come back and really understand what it is that you have to do, what it is that you have to communicate. It can be many different things. It could be in regards to a certain position in work, a different career that you're thinking about, how you're going to go about trying to get enough experience so that you can become part of that career line. It's definitely about your success in the future. I don't feel a lot about relationships this week, Libra, for you. I can't really translate this into relationship. I feel like it's all within yourself, and you're looking to your future and what it is that you want and how you're going to accomplish it this week. So it's definitely, you're on the right track. I definitely feel like you're on the right track this week, Libra, and you're definitely, you know where you're gonna be headed. So good for you. Okay, now we are moving on to Scorpio. Let's see what we have going on for you, Scorpio, this week. Okay, Scorpio. I feel like there's something that you want to, because I keep hearing start again, do-over, start again. That's what I keep hearing when I put these cards down. I'm feeling there's something going on in your life that you feel trapped about. Maybe there's a relationship that has been strained, that you've had a grudge, or the other person has had a grudge. There's something going on where you feel trapped, and there's no real way forward unless there's a do-over, or unless you just put the past behind you and say, okay, look, that was said in the past. Maybe there's apologies needed, because I feel like it's all around this re-emergence of a relationship. And it doesn't have to be a partnership, like a love relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be in regards to family. But there's something that it either hasn't been talked about, or there's been resentment. There's something underlying with you and another person. And again, it can be family, friends, relationship, anyone in your life that you've had some sort of resentment with, or things haven't been said and there's just been a strained relationship. I feel like for you, you're now feeling like, I just want to do over. Can we start this again? Can we just step aside and, all the stuff that has just happened, can we just like erase it for a minute and just try this again and try it in a better way? Or let's try to put aside all of this and that and this and that and this and that, because I feel like you're now ready to have this do-over, to put it aside. In order for two people, if there is any kind of strained relationship, there is one person who has to step up. And I feel like for you, Scorpio, it's you. And you're ready to do that at this point, because I feel like going forward, the way the relationship has been is not going to work out so well. You're trapped. It's like, if you're playing chess or you're playing some game where there's no way either of you are going to win in this situation. It's just, you're trapped. Somebody has to change the game or change the playing field in order for movement to happen. That's how I'm feeling this energy. And I feel like you're the person that is the one that may be willing to say those words, make that do-over, contact that person, hash it out with them, but not in a bad way, not like you don't have to restart the fights again, but just in a extend the olive branch kind of way. Because other than that, the relationship really isn't going to take any step forward. It's always going to be the same. And I feel like for you and the other person, it's always just, it's underneath the surface of everything that you do. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And I think you're starting to realize that it isn't healthy. And that's why I think you'll be the person to step up in this case and ask for this do-over and discuss this. So, good for you, Scorpio. Okay, now we're moving on to Sagittarius. Let's see what we have going on for you, Sagittarius, this week. Okay, Sagittarius. The energy I'm feeling here can be either relationship or finances, actually. I'm going to cover finances first. Some of you, Sagittarius, may be ending a job, or there's something that is no longer going to provide for you in the future. And I feel like for you, this is either going to be a shocker, or it's something that you wanted subconsciously, but maybe you just weren't happy in your job. And what happened was behaviors would come out subconsciously that you weren't even aware of that maybe triggered you losing your job because you really weren't happy in your job. And so the movements that you did or the things that you did in your job, people could see it even though you didn't realize you were being very transparent. And I feel like for some of you, there is time to change this behavior so that you don't lose your job, if that makes any sense. So a supervisor may come to you and say something to you, and now you have a decision. Do I want to step up to the plate and learn to love the job I'm in, or is it time for me to just cut my losses and move on? Because I feel like there's something about money that is holding you back, whether you feel like you may not be able to get another job or a different job, but there's something about you feeling like you're a slave to whatever you're doing because you don't have any other options. Because I'm feeling that there's no other options here. And so it's up to you to make this decision. Do you believe in yourself enough to be able to go in a different direction? Can you realize that you have everything that you need and everything will work out? But being happy and doing something that you love to do, making your days wonderful so they'll pass by with ease, that's important, just as important as the money that's coming in. And in fact, if you do something with ease and something you're good at and believe in yourself enough so that you can move in that direction, more money will come to you. And that's a hard thing to think about because you can't see the future, right? You can't see that, well, how do I know I'm going to get another job? Like, I have a family to feed, or I have rent to pay, or a mortgage to pay, or a car payment, whatever it is for you that you're tied to and you need money coming in. but it's all about your belief in your skill set and what you can offer to the world. That will make a difference for you. Now, in regards to love, I feel like this could be that moment where you have to decide how either you're going to change your own behavior in a relationship to move forward in a relationship or to even have a relationship. Because I feel like there's something lacking with you in a relationship, but I feel like it's coming from you. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough for another person. Maybe you're feeling like the person you're with, you're not doing them justice, or you just feel insecure around that person. There's something going on like that. That's the energy I'm feeling, and I'm relating it to both work and love for you. And now it's time for you to decide, can you step up and know that you deserve this relationship, that you don't need to feel insecure, the other person really cares about you. It's up to you to see that and know that you can have this relationship. Now, I'm also feeling that there could be two different relationships happening at the same time, and you're feeling bad about it. So some of you might be seeing two different people, and you feel that you can't do that. You need to make a decision on which person is the one that makes you the happiest. And I feel like there's something about you this week, Sagittarius, that you're just not feeling good about something. So think about that, how it applies in your life, and what you can do to correct it. Okay, now we're going to move on to Capricorn. Oh, that card wants to come out. Okay, Capricorn, I'm feeling like there's a situation happening. The first thing that came up to me was relationships. There's something that you're frustrated with around some knowledge that you have about a relationship. Maybe there's truths that have come out in the past, and now you're understanding it better. And maybe you're understanding your partner better, but I feel like you're in an observer mode. You may be watching your partner and watching how they're communicating and maybe tying pieces together, because I feel like there's something about tying all the pieces together. So maybe you've had an intuition about a certain situation, but it's never been said, and you've never really looked at it, and maybe you didn't have any reason to look at it, but something came up that made you aware of a situation, and now you're trying to put the pieces together. So you're watching and observing your partner and how they're behaving, and starting to see, oh, now I don't even know that I even paid attention to that behavior, or I never paid attention to that before. And so you're watching your partner move about the world in a new way, because there's something that you know is happening with them. And so you're watching how it's connecting, and you're not sure what to do about it. And again, this is a general reading. It can be numerous things, so I don't want to start going down that path of all the things that it possibly could be here, because this is something that you will understand. If this does resonate with you, this is something that you feel about a partner that you're with. You understand, you'll resonate with this, and you'll say, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, Leslie. I'm watching them, I see this happening, and I didn't see it before. It's not like you're upset that you didn't see it before, but it's like a new awareness or a new awakening into your relationship from their perspective. Because probably before you were looking at it from your viewpoint of what you wanted to see in the relationship, and it's just been going along just fine. But now you can see from their perspective that, oh, when I take myself out of this picture and I observe their behavior, I can see really what's going on here. So very interesting. I feel like you are the observer this week. If I had to put a general thing, I would say it's an observer this week in your relationship, and putting the pieces together and connecting the dots. That's how I'm feeling it. You're connecting the dots in regards to your partner. Okay, now we are moving on to Aquarius. What do we have going on for you, Aquarius, this week? feel like here for you, Aquarius, something has happened in your life. There's something that has hit you emotionally in your life, and you've got to process it. There's a processing that has to take place for you. Whether it's a loss of someone that you love, someone that you care about, can even be a friend, and it can be like a loss. They've moved to the other side. There could be someone who is sick in your life, something emotional. It has to be an emotional feeling. Somebody just might have been diagnosed with something, and you're trying to process it. It's all about that type of energy. It's pretty heavy, Aquarius. It's pretty heavy. It's about you processing this information that you just received. And you have to do it within. You have to process it. It's going to take time to process something that's going on in your life. And it's not around you, but it's around someone else. And it's touching you emotionally, which is why I'm feeling this trigger of someone's health, someone that you love. There's something going on emotionally with you. It could even be a breakup with a relationship, and you have to process it. Or if you're going through a divorce, it is final now. There is a finality to the agreement, and now you're in a different place and you have to process it. Okay, now I'm alone. What do I do? How am I going to process this? There's a grief aspect to this, and it's a process, and it's processing something. It could also just be something that's triggered, maybe somebody who has passed and it's their anniversary or the anniversary of their past. So it's bringing you back to that moment in time. So if it's not recent, it could be something that happened in the past and you're processing it all over again. You're remembering them. You're memorializing them. So maybe they have been passed for a long time or a while, but there's something specific to this week, to this date, that's bringing it all up for you again. So pretty intense week, dear Aquarius. Just hang on, and this is part of life, right? You gotta process things that have happened or has happened. We all go through it. It's one of the things about life. We're all connected in some way where we all have similar experiences. They just come out differently. So hang in there and take time processing what you need. Okay, now we're moving on to Pisces. Let's see what we have going on for you Pisces this week. Okay, Pisces, if you are looking for love or haven't been in a relationship, this is a time for you to be out there. I feel like it could be an online thing too. If so, some of you, again, this is very specific, but something that came up as soon as I put the cards down, to put your profile online or get out there and talk to people. It's all about you communicating with other people, but it's drawing you out there. Like there's something that is drawing you to get out there for some reason. So one day you may dress up that you don't normally dress up, and you go out into the world and there's a possibility that you'll meet someone, that type of thing. Or even if you don't dress up, you just go out there, but you're intuitively going somewhere and you're not even aware of it. That's what I'm saying. Like you might just pick a place to go, maybe that's out of the ordinary, and somehow you meet someone. It's not something you're going to do consciously. So if this does apply to you and you are looking for love, I'm not suggesting you go try to figure out a place to go meet someone and purposely get dressed up. It won't happen that way. It's very synchronistic. You won't expect it. It's something that you can't expect. It's just going to happen. You won't even be aware of when it happens. But that was very, very specific, but I had to say that right away. I feel like for you, though, this week, it is all about being smart about something. And it's just funny because I feel like it's unconscious for you, or subconscious, I guess. Words are going to be channeled from you in regards to whether you're in a relationship or if it's a work relationship, like a work situation with another person, because I feel there's two people here, you and another person, but I'm not feeling it could be a relationship, but it could be also a work interaction. It's an interaction with another person, and you're being very smart about what you're saying, but it's almost like you're channeling the information. It's just coming up for you, and it's not like you planned it or anything. You're just saying the right things at the right time, if that makes sense. Have you ever done that before, where it's just, you don't know what you said, but you just said something, and it came from this place where you're not even sure where it came from, but it was exactly what was needed to say. And you didn't have to get courage to say it. You didn't have to think about how you were going to say it. You didn't even have to plan it. It just came out. That's the week you're going to have this week. So whether it's something that happens in work or whether it is in a relationship, it is just going to come from the heart, and it's just going to come up and out, and it's the right thing. It's the right thing that you're going to say, and you're going to realize after the fact that you said exactly what was needed to say in a relationship, in a partnership, in a work situation. So very intuitive week for you, I guess I would say, Pisces, in order to be able to get to this next level of something in regards to communication with another person. So very interesting for you, dear Pisces. Okay, everybody, another great week. So I want to thank you for watching and liking. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I would love if you left me any comments of how this week applied to you. It's just interesting to hear the stories. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.